A couch and couch. If you sat on it, it was like a puff of fart smoke came out because Max would just bury his ass in that couch.
And then I inherited said couch and slept on it for a year.
It's not my fault that you buried your face in it.
It's not my fault you buried your face in my ass.
College. Welcome back to episode 103 of the Shy Sports Weekly Podcast. Kyle, Ty, how we doing, boys?
Fellas, it's been a while. How are we? I'm growing out my little mustache. I don't know if you guys can see it or not.
I just shaved mine.
I have to get the,
You're working on
right
November.
light. Yeah, I have to get it in the right light. And if I pucker my mouth, I guess, you can't really see it. So I need to thank you for putting me full screen, Ty.
It looks pretty good. It looks like you got the broom vibes going up there.
You pucker that mouth like you pucker your asshole, dude?
I knew that was coming as soon as I said that heavy P word.
You just kiss people
I
with
knew
both?
Ty was going.
At what point in the month?
Going right there.
At what point in the month do you start dyeing it black? Because we all know that you dye it.
Well, yeah, you took the next question out of my mouth. I was about to ask, is it thick enough where I could just lather some tar on it?
I think so. Remember when you tried to tell me you didn't dye it?
Yeah, remember when I told you I didn't put the baseball cards in your bed?
Yeah.
Embrace debate, baby. Yeah, it's not I don't have an issue of quantity quantity of hair. It's just the quality of color. It's a little light. Mm-hmm. It's a strawberry red, strawberry blondish.
Yeah.
I know that feeling.
Hey, keep fighting the good fight.
With a hint
You're
of
halfway
brown.
there.
I mean,
I'm sure your wife.
My mustache gets thick, boys, but it just it's a little light. But in the right light, it's crazy. I'll walk past the mirror and I'll see like it in the shadows. I'm like, damn, that looks dark. And then I'll just look at like any other time, and it's like I don't know if I have facial hair or not. So it's
all right. Let's go real quick.
Riveting.
Let's do all time Chicago sports mustaches.
Dicka,
Quinville. Give me
Phil
two more
Jackson.
if you can think of any. Rafael
Phil
Palmeiro,
Jackson.
maybe?
Phil Jackson and Rafi, yeah. Those would be good.
I think that's a good quick four right there.
I don't know. Patrick Wisdom had a pretty... I'm just saying that because I've been told I look like him.
Take it to the Twitter poll, dude.
Yeah. Who's got the best mustache in Chicago sports history?
I think those are a solid four.
It's Dicka. Like, that's not even... I feel like that's not even a debate.
Did we?
It's got to be Dicka.
Talk about this?
Probably.
Well, it is. I mean, I feel like it's relevant.
The fact that...
What about Dennis Eckersley? He was on the Cubs for a bit, right?
Ooh, that's wow. You know, we're on the same wavelength. I actually was... That's fucked up that you said Dennis Eckersley on the Cubs. So I put a list of names together for guys who are on the Cubs that you completely forget were ever on the Cubs, or that you don't think of as Cubs, I should say. And Dennis Eckersley.
I think Palmeiro and Eckersley are two of them.
Well, yeah, I have Palmeiro on there too. Like Goose Gossage, great mustache, thick, but his is a handlebar, Fu Manchu. What would you call that?
Our producer can't write fast enough over there.
This is great content, dude. Don't worry about me. And for what it's worth,
ripping off.
Episode 94, we called it mustache because we had this exact debate. I'm pretty positive.
Did we?
So time is a flat circle.
So that was 9
I still think it's worth
ago.
a tweet out in honor of Movember.
True.
Okay, I'll get it going. Let me read these names I have on here. Bobby Bonds. Did you know Barry Bonds' dad was on the Cubs?
No, did not.
How about this guy, Hoyt Wilhelm? That's a great name.
Yeah, it is.
And then who was one more that I saw? This is a random one. But remember Carlos Gonzalez being on the Cubs? Nothing.
Yes.
This has nothing to do with the mustache. This is just random Cubs. But that's a smooth segue transition that I had there. But
Luis Gonzalez.
Yeah, that's another. That's a good one. I gotta write that one down. Thank you for that. Who else?
Mm-hmm.
Rafi Palmeiro.
I mean,
Kenny
we
Lofton.
could do an entire episode on this if we really wanted to.
Yeah, we don't have to go into this actually. What we
Fred
should go
McGriff.
into. Yeah, fuck damn. Ty, that's actually a good one.
The crime dog.
What we should go into though. Holy shit, Craig Council. We didn't record
Literally,
last week,
holy shit.
but holy
I mean,
shit.
That's the most caught off guard I've been by a signing or a pickup and an announcement in a long time.
Give me the play-by-play. Where were you when you found out that Ross was no longer the manager and Council was in?
I think I was on the can.
Don't. Jesus, come on.
I think I
I
was.
feel like we had another conversation about where were you when you found out some other news before, and you said you were on the fucking can.
I spend a lot of time.
Were you?
in
Wait,
there.
were you taking a shit when Hester returned the Super Bowl?
Yeah, I
Kickoff in the
was.
Super Bowl.
I was.
Jesus Christ!
I was.
It's
Not even
like
gonna lie
where
to
were
you.
you in the greatest American sports moments, and Max is just on the can for all
Yeah.
of them.
It's like if you're playing Who Wants to Be a Millionaire, and that's automatically one of the four guesses.
This guy spends more time sitting down than a paraplegic. That's crazy. You're always shitting.
We were texting about this, obviously. Like, how big, if you could quantify or just put into words how big this pickup is for them, how would you describe it?
I was trying to think of an equivalent to a player move, but in different sports. I think it would be like the Bears getting a. This is a bad example because like they suck right now. I think it's like the Bears getting back in the day like a Julius Peppers type of move. It'll have that much of an impact, so to say.
Yeah. I mean,
I don't know if that's a fair comparison or not, but that was what I was
feels a
relating
lot
it
like
to.
when they brought Joe Madden over.
Oh, 100%.
I think it's very comparable to that. The thing is, I think Council's going to be an even better manager than him. They're different. They have different styles, and I think they bring different things to the table. But
I thought you were going to keep talking.
no, I was going to let you chime in.
Your mouth open. I wasn't sure if you were going to finish your statement.
Sorry, I was just breathing.
No, that's okay. You got to do that too. With Milwaukee, since 2018, the Brewers haven't had a payroll above, I think, 16th or 18th in the league. And even if it was 16th or 18th, it was only once. They've been in the lower third in terms of payroll each year, and they have, I believe, the sixth best record over that time frame. They have the fourth best ERA, the third best starting pitcher ERA. Yeah, and that helps that he has Burns, Woodruff, and Peralta. He won't have that luxury here, but he hasn't had a ton of big name arms outside of Hader and Devin Williams. And the bullpen, I believe, was eighth in that time frame. So, yeah, that's the big thing is that he's known as one. I think Jed was saying he's one of the few people who could be a manager and then also work in the front office. He's just that smart. Notre Dame guy.
Yep.
Counting major. So, I mean, he's definitely bright.
An analytical guy.
I think my favorite part about this is just how
and I've learned that he's not a fan of
salty Milwaukee fans are. It's the best.
Can you blame them? I mean, you kind of just like ripped the battery right out of the center of their organization and then plugged it into the Cubs.
Yes and no. I think it would be. I think it's. My thinking is that it's not as bad as Brewers fans are leading it on to be because he was a free agent. They didn't re-sign him. They could have re-signed him, and yeah, maybe he didn't want to get re-signed there or didn't want to stay there, whatever the case may be. They didn't re-sign him. He was a free agent. Yeah, it sucks that he's going to your rival, but at the same time, I mean, he was a free agent. He wasn't under contract.
Right.
This would be like.
I mean,
would you think would be like? Do you think they'd be more pissed if he was under contract and then he left to go to, I don't know, like the Reds or something like that, or if he was a free agent and then left to go to the Cubs?
It probably hurts more when he goes to the Cubs, just because there is a rivalry brewing there over the past decade, I'd say. And he kind of made it clear that it almost seemed like this was like the one opportunity that he would leave for. So it's almost just like there's pretty much nothing they could do. Like they just kind of were like, yeah. Like he's like, yeah, I had some good times here. I built my resume, but in the end, don't really give a fuck about you guys. Like I want to coach the Cubs. That's always been my dream.
Did I see something that he was saying the Cubs were somewhat of a dream job for him?
Yeah.
Or sources were saying this was a dream job for him. So that's equivalent to him just, being married to the Brewers, but just dreaming of getting stuffed by the Cubs.
Yes.
That's a healthy equivalent.
That's exactly how it sounded to me.
Do you feel
I'm trying to calculate? So let's see here. Divided by 6. Doing some quick math here. On average, you take away his first 2 seasons, because they weren't pretty, and I don't even know what
they were rebuilding in 2016 and 2017.
Yeah, 15 and 16. I'd say their average win percentage was like 450. And then the COVID year, they went like 29 and 31. I don't count that asterisk season.
Made the playoffs. They made the playoffs in 2020.
So if you don't include those 3 seasons, he has averaged 19 games over 500 in his coaching career.
Crazy.
With that payroll that you were talking about.
19 games over get you like 90 and a half wins, which this year the Rangers and the Rangers and the Astros, who were in the LCS, and the Phillies, who were in the LCS,
like 92 and 70,
all had
right?
90 and we're all 90 and 72. So that's right where you need to be.
Sweet spot.
Yeah, you could point to him not having postseason success. That's the big thing I see Brewers fans being all salty about. But
I think all the baseball
I'll buy it.
Junkies who are like up to date on all things Cubs and get into the weeds kind of like we do understand the magnitude of this move. But even for the casual fan, you see the Cubs go out and make an improvement at a position where you could say they didn't even really need to. Like David Ross was pretty solid. Like there were issues that were noticeable with him, but he wasn't a bad manager by any stretch, I wouldn't say. So for the fact that they went out and got basically an upgrade there at arguably the best coach in the game, like that's making a statement for where they're headed over the next 2 to 3 years. Like that just escalates the whole rebuild and winning process.
Yeah, I agree. I don't think you're going to make this type of move and then not try to spend as much as possible strategically, of course, but you're not going to try to go get a Shohei, Bellinger, A-list type of free agent to pair with your manager here. As he said,
in short, their window is open.
Why? It is time to be a Cub.
Yep.
I don't know what he was referencing there, but I love it. I might get that as a tattoo. It is time to be a Cub. Just pop the top and just walk around Wrigley. It is time to be a Cub, baby.
I don't know. Just seeing him in the dugout, it's gonna feel like you're like a top tier team in the league. Like there's certain coaches, certain players you see around the league, and you're like, "Fuck, these guys are legit." And that's how.
Who do you think was on the Cubs was the saddest to see David Ross go? Good question.
Very good question.
Thank you.
Well, you got to think like who spent the most time with him, I guess.
Who do you think earned more money in their playing career? David Ross or Craig Counsell?
Hendricks was sad to see him go. I mean, Hendricks played with the guy.
You know what's ironic about that? Watching Craig Counsell's press conference, he sounds exactly like Kyle Hendricks.
Yeah, I was just thinking that too.
A lot of mannerisms,
get along very well. I don't know. Maybe none of them are sad to see him go.
I was going to say Ian Happ because he's probably no longer going to bat third.
I would have to agree with that.
I was looking at I was trying to find how much David Ross made in his career as a manager, but I only found how much he's made so far as a player. Who do you think has made more in their career as a player, Counsell or David Ross? And how much do you think it is?
Ooh, that's tough.
It's very close.
I'm going to say Counsell.
It's David Ross by $1 million more.
Wow.
$23 million to 22. But that leads me to so in his career, Craig Counsell, $22 million. I think it's from like 97 to 2011.
I was going to say, as a coach, he already just doubled up on that, basically.
Yeah, 5-year contract, 40 sheets. Yeah, you could say inflation. Thanks, Biden, but that's a nice chunk of change.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, Ty, if you could find David Ross's contract as a manager, that would be fantastic. Because I can't.
Before we move on, what do you think? What do you think is next for Rossi?
I think he said he doesn't want to do anything but be a manager. I believe I was reading that the Yankees offered him or were talking to him about being their bench coach, but he didn't want to do that. He doesn't want to be a bench coach, so I think he's either going to manage this year or take a year off. It kind of sucks for him that it was first week in November when, you know, if there was teams that were looking to hire a manager, they might have already secured that spot. And he's not an A-plus manager like Craig Counsell. I mean, obviously he got replaced. So if you're an A-plus manager, you're not getting replaced like that. But yeah, I don't know.
Averaged 2.5 mil per year with a 500,000 signing bonus.
As a manager?
Yeah.
It's not bad. So they're going from $2.5 million a year to $8 million a year. That's like what type of player makes $8 million a year? That's like a good second. That's like a 7-hitter. Your 7-hitter makes $8 million a year.
I was gonna say it's like a utility player.
Yeah. Also, what's crazy is Craig Counsell's batting stance. We should do craziest batting stances in honor of Craig Counsell next episode. Can you mark that down and remind us, Ty, to do that?
Yes, that's a good one.
We can't use Craig Counsell. It's just the in memoriam Craig Counsell honorary batting stance draft. I could rip it off right now. I don't think Ty could.
Who the fuck do you think you are, dude?
You want to rip it off right now?
Nah, I need some time.
Julio Franco is an easy one that comes to mind.
Jeff Bagwell.
Yeah.
Gary Sheffield.
Do you remember Chris Steins on the Cubs? I'm assuming you probably don't. Do you do?
Mm-hmm.
Before the pitch was thrown, he had his belt and his whole front of his torso facing the pitcher, and then it was so open. Yeah. I remember Chuck Knobloch had the yips thrown from second. This had nothing to do with our conversation, but that's my interpretation of Chuck Knobloch. Last thing on the Cubs, besides Hendricks, like overall, what do you think the perception is from Cubs players on this move, if you were to guess?
I think the newer guys have to love it. You know, like I think like a guy like Dansby or even Bellinger, if you're trying to retain him, those guys.
Do you think this helps the Cubs in free agency? Are free agents going to be more attracted to the Cubs with Counsell instead of David Ross?
Yes, I think so.
Interesting. You think Shohei cares about that?
I think he cares more about him and Seiya grabbing dinner at Nobu.
Yeah, that was fake. You know that?
They'll do that, though. You don't think they will?
You're just saying it's true now.
I did. That was the first thing I said when I saw it. I was like, this has to be fake.
Yeah, no shit. The guy literally threaded its tweet and said, this is for a class, which I don't know what class does that. He was just probably some college kid trying to just get some clicks. But yeah, he said this was for a class.
Kind of sounds like you.
And I don't create fake news. I just create fake highlights, fake narratives. All right, Bears. That Thursday night game, that sucked. I don't really have much to talk about that one. The defense looks good.
All I really care about is that they got the win and that they increased their chances of Carolina sending them the first overall pick.
Yeah, that's probably the bigger story is that the Panthers lost instead of the Bears winning.
Like they could have won that game 2-0 and I would have been happy.
1-0.
Mm-hmm.
Do you think today's November 15th? Do you think there's any chance that Eberflus actually is the head coach going into next season?
No.
What would you say is the best course of action for the Bears to take going into next season? Do you think it's get a new head coach and draft a quarterback, or is it just run it back with Fields and Eberflus? Like the defense is getting used to Eberflus. They're playing better. They're getting healthier, getting more guys. They have Montez Sweat now. I don't know if we've recorded since he's been acquired.
Yeah, I mean, sure, we can finish out this season with Eberflus and see how it goes. But in my opinion, I think they should just fire him tomorrow. They should have fired him 3 weeks ago.
Really, you think that there's 0% chance that he actually should be the coach going into next season?
I just don't think he's a head coach. Just the way I listen to the guy talk, like the way I've seen this team play during his tenure, he's not it.
Ty, did we do a fuck, marry, kill with Matt Eberflus, John Fox, and Mark Trestman already? We did, right?
I would rather have Matt Nagy than Matt Eberflus.
No, come on.
Yeah, I would.
You'd rather have Nagy than Eberflus? I think guys in the locker room hated Nagy.
They made the playoffs.
Is that a narrative that I'm just creating in my own brain?
I think so.
Probably. Just like the same narrative as the guys in the locker room love playing for Eberflus.
Eberflus.
If Eberflus were cereal, he would be Bran Flakes.
Yeah, and that's the guy you want coaching your team?
What type of cereal do you want coaching your team?
Probably Cinnamon Toast Crunch.
Yeah, a delicious yet like, not a
like
children's cereal. It's a good middle ground.
It's Sean McVay. Sean McVay.
You're telling me Cinnamon Toast Crunch isn't a children's cereal?
I mean, I don't think it's crazy if an adult eats cinnamon.
I think it's a household staple.
Yeah.
It has respect at all ages, but it's got some flair.
Okay. I mean, I'm not disagreeing. I would rather have Cinnamon Toast Crunch than Bran Flakes, but I don't know if Cinnamon Toast Crunch hosts the Lombardi Trophy.
Matt Eberflus is more like Corn Puffs.
Kyle strikes me as an oatmeal guy, and that's not a compliment.
No, Max is an oatmeal guy. His farts are disgusting.
Well, that has nothing to do with my oatmeal consumption.
just your shitty diet overall in general.
We had a couch and if you sat on it, it was like a puff of fart smoke came out because Max would just bury his ass in that couch.
And then I inherited said couch and slept on it for a year.
It's not my fault that you buried your face in it.
It's not my fault you buried your face in my ass.
College.
It was college, man. Things happen.
It'll be interesting to see what their offense looks like with Fields back this week.
I know we talked a lot about last episode about having how I would rather have the 2 and 3 than the number 1. I think you need to at least, if you're going to get a new quarterback, you got to line them up with the coach. You got to have them on the same timeline. So if you're not going to get a new quarterback, stick with Fields and Eberflus. But if you're going to get a new quarterback, get a new head coach, line up the timelines there, get the head coach's guy in there, give him a couple years to work together. Do it that way. Whichever way you want to go, that's the way it's got to go.
I think what might happen is if they have a top pick, especially the 1 overall, like I could see Poles falling in love with one of these college quarterbacks and maybe trading Fields and drafting one. Like you get an entire offseason to think about it, and I think that's what would happen.
Do you know who I like? And I don't know if he's definitely not the first overall pick, but he was probably a first round pick. I like Michael Penix.
I knew you were going to say that.
Why? Because he's
going to win the Heisman.
You think Penix is going to win the Heisman?
Yeah.
Is he a favorite? Honestly, I don't know.
He has to have the top odds right now.
I don't know. I can never tell if a lefty's good, though, because it just looks so weird to see a lefty play quarterback. To be honest, that's probably what the Bears need. The Bears need a lefty to play quarterback.
I don't really know.
Yeah.
Dude, a lefty quarterback adds so much flair to a team and just makes the vibe so high that you have to play better. It's a rule.
I'm trying to think.
Look at the Dolphins.
So Mark Brunell.
Bo Nix has the best odds right
now. Tua. How many lefty quarterbacks? Mike Vick. How many lefty quarterbacks can you name? That was like 4. I think the Chiefs had a backup. Tyler Pascal or some shit like that. Bart Starr. I don't know. I wasn't alive.
I think
Bart Starr is not a lefty. I'm looking at one Google image, and it looks like the ball is throwing in his right hand.
Mark Brunell.
Set him. Come on, lefty quarterbacks. Let's see. Boomer Esiason. Oh, Matt Leinart, Tim Tebow. Yeah, like they're Kellen Moore, Jared Lorenzen, RIP. Remember Pat White from? Do you remember Pat White from West Virginia?
Yes.
Do you think if he got drafted, like if he was playing 10 years later, he would be like the best player ever? I think he was just before his time. He's just in a bad era.
Pretty good in like on the Chip Kelly Eagles.
Yeah. I don't know. I don't know if I'd want I'm telling you, I go back to my theory from last week. I don't want the Bears to draft a quarterback number 1. I want 2 and 3. I want Marvin Harrison Jr. And I don't know. I just want points.
What if you just get a quarterback and Marvin Harrison Jr. and a new coach?
I never even thought of that. That sounds good. It sounds good.
That sounds real good.
What does Fields have to do in these next 7 games? Give me a rough stat line of what he has to do to prove that he is that he could be the quarterback moving forward.
I think he's got to not turn the ball over.
Okay. So give me a stat line.
It's more about the eye test than the stat line to me because
17 touchdowns, 5 interceptions.
I still think
averaging like 240 yards passing a game.
I still think his biggest
there.
issue is getting through his progressions fast enough and getting the ball out.
Yeah, I agree.
So if he can do that, then I might be more convinced.
We can talk about this more in our gambling picks, but I think the over for Bears Lions is a lock. The Lions put up points. The Bears defense is okay. And just as I was saying, they're getting used. Just as I was saying,
the Chargers coming off a bye.
I know. Just as I was saying, they're getting used to Eberflus's defensive system. I'm saying their defense sucks. So maybe you're right. Maybe we should trade or fire Eberflus. But I'm excited to have Fields back.
You're even arguing any other point.
I'm not arguing to keep him. I'm just saying if you are going to keep him, don't get a new quarterback.
Yeah.
Because then they're going to be on fucked up timelines, and it just
okay.
I don't think Fields is that bad. The fact that you have to say he's not that bad actually means he is that bad.
No, he's not that bad. He's not that bad, but what if someone in this draft class turns into C.J. Stroud? Would you rather have Fields or C.J. Stroud?
I would rather have Fields start playing like C.J. Stroud, and then we don't have to draft a quarterback.
That should be the quickest answer of the night. C.J. Stroud.
I just gave you the quickest answer. I said I would want Fields to start playing like C.J. Stroud, so then we don't have to draft a quarterback, and we can get Marvin Harrison or trade back a little bit and get Marvin Harrison and then a bevy of picks and then win a Super Bowl, and then it's just fun. No lefties, though.
And then it's just fun. I'm looking at the total. We might just slide right into gambling picks here. I'm looking at the total in the Bears-Lions game, 47.5. Solemn, your Steelers total is 32.5.
Come on. Who are they playing? Oh,
yeah.
the Browns,
dude. It's going to be a 10-9 game.
Robinson.
That is going to be ugly. All right.
Should we do our picks right now?
Yeah, you segued. That was a perfect segue. Let's do it. Mm-hmm. Ty, your record, 9-12-1. Matt, you are 16-8. Kai, you are 11-13.
Do me a favor. Don't say my record out loud, please.
9-12-1.
All right.
Let's go.
Chargers -3 versus the Packers. That seems like the easiest bet in the entire world. Maybe that's just me.
See, I thought that too. But why? That's a fishy line.
Yeah, but why? But I think it's so fishy that it's just obvious.
It's fish fry at the VFW.
That's what my bedroom
That's what I
smells
thought.
like.
That's disgusting. I'm going Commanders -9.5 over the Giants at home.
Wow.
I don't trust Tommy DeVito.
No one does.
Can't trust the guy that lives with his parents, right?
What are you seeing for the Cowboys spread?
10.5. Am I screaming right now? I feel like I'm talking loud.
Why are you screaming, bro?
You always do.
Yeah. You're passionate.
10.5, you say, huh?
10.5 for the Cowboys. That one, I fucking that one, but
I don't like that half point, but I'm going to take it. I'll go Cowboys minus 10.5. They look so good right now.
So good.
Oh, wait, hold on. I wanted to read that Cowboy stat to you because I figured someone was going to take this. Their wins this year are not impressive, though. They've beat the Giants twice, the Jets, the Patriots, and the Chargers without Austin Eckler, and then the Rams with a hurt. So it's
and they've gotten their asses kicked by some teams.
Yeah, I know. Then they played the Eagles well. They got smoked by the.
I just think
Niners.
they've looked like a different team after the bye.
Yeah, I'm not saying this wasn't me saying it's a bad pick. I just don't know what to make of the Cowboys.
It's a fair point. We have to
make fair
give the
points on
people
this podcast.
all the information.
Yeah, fair points are what we do. All right, Ty, you're underdog.
I mean, this seems too obvious. Just look at my fucking hat, dude. Steelers plus 1.5 against the Browns. It's going to be a 12.
Thanks for explaining to me what was on that hat because I genuinely couldn't tell.
It looks like a guy surfing on a cracker.
It's a guy kicking a football on a steel beam, dude. Get it right. But yeah, it's going to be a 12-9 game. Steelers.
Yeah, I mean the under in that one. That's a great under to have. My underdog, I'm going to go with Rams +1 hosting the Seahawks. I feel that one doesn't make any sense. That's a trap, and I'm not diving in. I'm setting the trap.
I like that a lot. That's a great bet. It makes absolutely no sense. They're banking on Stafford playing there.
What would you, if you didn't know the line, what would you say the line for that game would be? Seahawks at Rams.
Minus 4.5.
Yeah, I would have said around 3. So we're sharps, or actually we're dulls because we were wrong.
If Stafford plays though, watch out.
Let's hope.
All right, my underdog. I'm going Philly plus 2.5 in KC.
They're only plus 2.5.
I think the Eagles are going to win.
Wow, they opened at 4.5 last week.
Oh, did they?
Yeah.
I wish I could get them at 3, but I still think they're going to win.
If you were to bet that, I definitely would buy the hook. I would never bet a line at 2.5. That does you no good.
Yeah, no, it doesn't.
Always buy that cheese. Ty, you're over.
I'm going to go with Niners Bucks over 41.5. If the Niners play like they did last week, watch out.
And it's going to be 37-3.
Watch out.
Yeah.
I'm going to go Chargers Packers over 44. How did Jordan Love look last week?
Awful as usual.
Yeah, not great, but not terrible. I don't think he had a terrible stat line, from what I recall. I
watched a little bit.
I'm just gonna pick the highest total on the board and say over. Texans Cardinals 48.5. That it's so high that I'm just gonna go over.
Oh, interesting. 48.5 for that game. That's
so high.
So you're going over?
Yeah.
Yeah. No, that's great logic.
Okay.
Like, it doesn't make sense that it's that high, so it'll go over.
I actually see it I'll give you 48.5. I see it at 49.
Really?
Which just goes to more to your point.
Right.
Ty, your dog, or your under, pardon me.
Well, I'm fading Max on that bet and just going Texans Cardinals under 48.5.
You got to catch me somehow.
Yeah.
Texans Cardinals over is such a lock now.
Kyle's max betting that in real life.
I mean, I'm putting this in as soon as we hang up. I couldn't be more certain that this is gonna hit.
I'll side bet you.
I don't want to bet against you. Just bet the under, and then we're betting against each other. All right, what do you want to side bet?
I want to take money from you though, specifically.
All right, what do you want to bet?
$10,000. No, that's
all right.
That's an insane number. That'd be so stupid.
How
We'll
about
figure
like?
it out, dude.
All right, that's fine. I'm gonna go. So could we take the Steelers Browns under 33?
Of course.
I'm gonna take Steelers Browns under 33.
Okay. That's a good bet. I'm gonna
I
go
for
with.
sure thought Ty was taking that. That's why I didn't.
I'm
I
gonna
didn't
go
think that
Bills
was gonna get there.
Jets. Bills Jets under 39.5.
I think that one's gonna be 20-17, and you're gonna get screwed by
So
that.
you think that's a tight one, huh?
Yeah.
I wouldn't
What is
get
it?
screwed. If it was 20-17, I would win.
Or 23-20? No, what was 23-17? What is gets to 40?
That would screw me. Yes.
23-17. Pardon me.
Are the Bills frauds?
23-17.
Seems like it. They are.
That over not hitting on
they're
Monday night
front
is a
seat on the struggle bus
travesty.
right now.
What'd you say?
I said the Bills are front seat on the struggle bus right now.
Have you noticed the trend with primetime unders?
They hit.
They're hitting. I'm trying to find it real quick. They're hitting at an astronomical rate.
Yeah.
So NFL games played in the primetime window, night games, international games, etc. This season are 30-7. So the
Really?
international games are 5-0 to the under, and I don't think there's any more international games. So even if you take those out, night game unders are 25-7 this year.
What's funny is I was gonna say I like the over in the Eagles Chiefs game. That'll probably definitely be under now.
Oh yeah, I don't know. 45. It's. I wonder what the total was in the Super Bowl last year. I know the over hit by a million. Was it like
Probably
30
right
to
around
35
there.
was the final? All right, Ty, you got a Sporkle?
No, I thought we were
No,
doing
we're
sauces,
doing the
dude.
we're doing the
Oh,
sauce.
sauces. Jesus Christ.
So Kyle and
All
I
right.
had a
Yeah,
great
Max, you lead it
conversation
off.
over the weekend. One thing led to another on late on a Saturday night, and we started comparing NFL franchises to different kinds of sauces, and it was just an electrifying conversation. So much so that we were even the next day sober in our perfectly right minds. So
It was a very healthy conversation.
we want to kind of just throw names out there.
You want to throw sauces or team names and see where Ty? I almost want to see where Ty goes with these.
Yeah, Ty, I have one sauce in mind for your Steelers. Tell me what you're thinking.
So this is comparing a team to a sauce or players to a sauce?
Yeah, team.
A team.
Team.
Like you can think about it like
I
in
got
team history. You can think about it in current, like what their offense and defense is like.
So, for example, I said the Cowboys are ketchup because ketchup is America's sauce, and the Cowboys are America's team.
And I would say the Steelers are mustard because they're yellow. They play at Heinz Field, and they're an all-time great franchise.
I like that. I was gonna say like a barbecue sauce because they're the average kind of sauce. A barbecue's an average kind of sauce, and the Steelers have been average for years. Just
It's hard not to make
middle of the road sauce.
You think
That's what I
barbecue is
think they are.
average?
Depending on the barbecue. If we're talking like Sweet Baby Ray's.
I think barbecue could be like a top sauce, which makes me want to say the Chiefs are barbecue.
Kansas City, barbecue, barbecue sauce.
But see, now you're taking it too literally. There, it's just kind of like the overall perception of the sauce. Not you're like, yeah, you could say Steelers mustard.
So what are you
Chiefs
gonna
catch up with the red? I'm saying my
what are you gonna say
original
the Chiefs are then?
ranch. That's where the ranch is a wagon.
No. The Chiefs are Chick-fil-A sauce.
Oh, that's good. That's good.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's
Okay,
got my
Chiefs are
vote.
Chick-fil-A sauce. Where would you say the Bills are? What sauce are the Bills?
The Bills are. I know exactly what the Bills are.
You want to call them Buffalo, but they're not. They don't deserve that
The
credit.
Bills are a Wendy's ranch. It's good enough to get by, but it's definitely not
Wendy's
the best
ranch?
that
We're
you can
going brand type of ranch.
You have
now?
to get specific. There's only so many sauces, brother.
Okay. I mean, it's your
All right,
draft.
instead of giving you a team, I'm going to give you a sauce now, or whatever. If
Okay.
this counts as a sauce. Who would you say is guacamole?
Ooh.
The Eagles?
No. I feel the Eagles are.
My vote for
better
the
than
Eagles
that.
was Jardinere.
Guacamole is the Minnesota Vikings because outside of Chicago, I feel like Minnesota is just a team that everyone can kind of get behind.
I
You
love
know, the
guacamole,
Midwest
though.
nice thing.
I don't hate that logic.
I almost feel like the Niners are guacamole.
Yeah, but now I was thinking that too. But is it just because like California, like guac, that goes hand in hand somehow?
Probably.
Somehow.
But the Niners
Yeah.
are so good. And so is guacamole.
I think I want to go back to the Bills. I think the Bills are sweet and sour, like a sweet and sour sauce.
Okay.
Like they're good, and then
Especially
Josh
with
Allen
Josh Allen at quarterback.
fumbles the handoff or throws a couple interceptions, or they have 12 men on the field for defense, and then it's sour.
Nice. Who's hummus? Just a bland team that's like always there in the fridge.
The Commanders are hummus, dude.
Yeah, yeah.
But
The
like
Commanders,
a reliable team, like that can get you a win. I don't know if the Commanders are
the
hummus.
Browns.
No, I hate hummus. So for me, it's
How
like
about the
what's
Jaguars? The Jags
just the
are
most
like
random team.
6-3.
No, the Jags are like spicy mustard. No, not spicy mustard. They're like spicy. But no, the Jags are spicy hummus.
Just a red
All right,
pepper.
what are the
That's what
rest-
the Jags are. They're red
Yeah, I
pepper
like
chili hummus.
The supremely spicy hummus.
The
Yeah.
What are the Ravens?
huh.
Ooh, that's a good one. I think
That
the
is a good
Ravens
one.
are buffalo sauce, to be honest.
Yeah, a sauce that
They're
just
hot.
like punches you in the mouth.
Reliable. I think the
Yeah.
Dolphins are hot sauce because they just got
Punches
some
you in the
zest to
mouth,
them.
and you're just like, damn, that was good.
I was gonna say the Dolphins are blue cheese.
What?
I know that's not a sauce, but hear me out. Like to me, blue cheese is good in small doses. Like good cheese could beat up on bad teams. Like it could be, it's there when you don't really need it, but when you really want it, it's just so like too much of it's bad, and too much of the Dolphins are just
Too much
bad.
of it
Like,
is
they're
just
bad against
mold.
good teams. Yeah, I don't know if that even makes the logic make sense, but that was the first thing
No.
I thought of.
All right, what are the Bears? I know we talked about
My
who
fucking
mayonnaise is.
diarrhea.
Hate to say it, but the Bears might be fucking mayonnaise.
No, no, the Patriots are mayonnaise.
No, the Patriots are better than mayonnaise.
Why, mayonnaise isn't bad.
It's not good.
You're saying
I love
So
mayonnaise.
you're putting
I think
You're
the
putting-
Patriots. I think the Patriots are butter.
Ty literally looks like a tub of mayonnaise
He's not wrong, dude.
built
Like-
by mayonnaise.
I used to eat
The
mayonnaise sandwiches.
Patriots are butter. The Bears are mayonnaise.
Why? But no, butter's good.
But exactly.
But the
Patriots are
Patriots
good.
suck.
They have 6 rings in the past 20 years. Butter.
Butter.
Okay.
I digress on butter, dude.
We'll say butter is the Patriots. Like I could spin that. Like yeah, it was good younger in life. The Patriots were good when we were younger, but as you're older,
Yeah,
you
when I
kind of
was
have
a
to
kid,
wean
I was
off the
eating
butter.
sticks of butter.
Yeah, and that's when the Patriots were good.
Coyotes
Now
just
as you're
shove 'em up his
older,
ass, dude.
Patriots suck. You have to wean off the butter. That's a good analogy. Patriots are butter. You're welcome. I just got you there.
All right,
Your
should we-
reason sucked. My reason was gold.
Should we round out with the on this days or what?
I honestly forgot about that. Hold on, I got a couple more sauces I want to get into.
Let's finish with the sauces.
What about a Southwest Ranch?
You brought this up, and I think it was a good comparison. The Chargers.
Ty?
I'm gonna go Texans. It's the sauce you kind of
That's
often forget about, and the Texans are kind of just like the team that you forget is even in the league sometimes.
Yeah, but then you get a nice little taste of it.
Yeah, and you're like, this shit
wow,
rocks, dude. This shit's awesome.
this is fun.
This is fun.
this is good
Football
shit.
could be fun.
Who's Tabasco?
Well, that's my
Oh.
Dolphins. The hot sauce,
The
just hot
Bengals.
sauce in general.
The Bengals might be Tabasco.
Yeah, I gotta rescind the blue cheese for the Dolphins. That's not a fair analogy because I mean it made sense in my head, but as I said it out loud, I don't love it.
That sounds stupid
No,
now.
the Dolphins are like when you eat like firecracker shrimp or something. What's that?
The
sauce?
Dolphins are the firecracker burger from Coachman's.
Yes.
It's good in the first half against shitty teams, and then when you need it, to,
Not gonna lie.
but when they face a good team, they suck, and that's where the diarrhea hits.
That's where the diarrhea is.
I think the Packers are horseradish. It's
We need
terrible.
No,
a
they're
Worcester sauce.
they're cheese sauce, dude. That one's too obvious.
All right, what are the Rams?
That's a good one. They're like a pretty team. It's like they're like a what's the fuck? What is one of the Chick-fil-A sauces that's like? I'm gonna say neon, but
Polynesian sauce?
yes, thank you, Ty. They're the Polynesian sauce from Chick-fil-A.
No, that shit's the best. The Rams aren't the best. The Rams are like a taco sauce. They're one
They're
dimensional.
pretty. Do you know who actually has really good sauce? Is Taco Bell. Their hot sauce
All
is
right.
phenomenal.
Last one, and we'll end on this. Who's marinara sauce?
Oh, ooh. Fuck,
This
that's
is
a
high
good
praise.
question.
The
You got to
Giants.
be a good team to be marinara sauce.
Just a bunch
No,
of
it's fun.
Italians.
I'm gonna say the Eagles are marinara sauce. That's who I'm gonna give, and that even
Okay.
makes that's Nick Sirianni, Italian
I'm fine with it.
marinara. Maybe.
Best one yet.